Hey group, it's me, Paul. Just wanted to send you guys another video. This one is going to walk you through the Manychat dashboard, so you got just a basic understanding of what all the sections mean. So if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the group.
All right, why don't we cover some basics of just how to navigate the app? I think that's a great place to start. So let's jump into the dashboard. And to get to the dashboard, all you have to do is log in to your Manychat account. And you can do that by going to manychat.com, hitting this little login button right here, and it's going to prompt you to authorize yourself in through Facebook. You have to have a Facebook account, a Facebook personal profile to be able to use Manychat. So sign in with Facebook, and it's just going to do its thing, and it's going to log us into our dashboard. Okay, so let's take a look at our dashboard here. This is kind of where all of the navigation lives on the left side here. And this is also where your stats live. So let's just cover a little bit about stats because I think this is kind of exciting. There's a few ways to look at these stats. All right, so as you can notice, you have, it says active subscribers, and that's the default. And then there's a number here that represents all the active subscribers that you have right now. And active subscribers are basically people who have opened a thread with you, that have an open thread with you in Messenger. In other words, you can message them, they can message you. And these are the amount of people, that's what that number is here. And you can see the trend line. We have a trend line that goes, and this is just how active subscribers change over time. And we have a default window, a window of time that pops up here. You can change that window of time very easily. And we have a few pre-built filters here, like the last 30 days. You just click last 30 days and hit apply. And just like that, you can see over the last 30 days what your active subscriber growth looks like. You can also do just yesterday if you wanted to see what happened yesterday, if you're just trying to talk to your clients about it. One of the cool things about this ability to change the dates is you can go way back. Let's just go back to a year ago. Let's go to last February. Let's go to last February 1st, and then we'll go all the way to today, 202, and apply. Let's see how subscriber growth has trended over time. Wow, that's incredible. So really fun to look at that kind of stuff. Another really great feature of the dashboard, just basic stats here, is this. If you actually click on active subscribers, there's a few options here. So active subscribers are the amount of people that you have available to chat with you right now. These are people with open threads on your page messenger. Net subscribers is a cool thing because it'll show you kind of like how the subscriber growth has trended over time, including unsubscribes. So it looks like we had a huge unsubscribe event on September 9th, 2017. And I think that was because we sent a broadcast to a bunch of people that weren't prepared for that broadcast, and they were like, what the hell is that? So they unsubscribed. So this is a great way to check for kind of deviations in your net subscriber number, which is the total amount of subscribers that you have that day minus the amount of unsubscribers. So that's pretty incredible. Subscribers and unsubscribers is another really cool one because it does basically the same thing, except it shows you on a more like a more relative base how many actual unsubscribes you had that day versus the amount of subscribers. So this is kind of a cool way to visualize data. Let's look at the last 30 days because that's a really big date range for this particular case, and see how beautiful that is just for a client, just to look at the health of growth over time. It looks like we had some unsubscribes on January 27th. Must have been another broadcast that we sent that wasn't quite targeted the right way. These things happen. As far as stats go, I think we're doing pretty well here. So that's a wonderful way to look at your general subscriber health here using the Manychat dashboard stats. Something to keep in mind are these numbers as well. So these numbers are tailored to the date range you have picked. So again, we're going to go to last 30 days and apply just to make sure. And what that means, what this number means is that we've actually had this number of subscribers in the last 30 days. So that's how much our list has grown in the last 30 days. This is how many unsubscribes we've had in the last 30 days, and these are net subscribers. So this is the subscribes minus unsubscribes. So that gives you the net number. That is really actually probably the most important thing. That gives you some good insight into how well you're retaining those conversations. So that's kind of a little bit about how to use dashboard stats. The next thing that I would really love everybody to look at is just this part right here. check out how you can get your messenger link right here. This is a really important part of getting your first few subscribers. As we've talked about in videos a long time ago, this link right here is how you can send that to people, and if they click on that link, it'll actually open a conversation with your page. So that's a really good way to get your first few subscribers into the bot and to start those first few conversations, get those first few open threads. So pretty useful tool right there. And you can actually put this behind link shorteners as well if you really wanted to track it on a granular level. This is another little cool hack that I've learned over the past year. So the next thing that we should take a look at in the dashboard is that the dashboard is also quite functional. It's actually a navigation pane as well. So not only do you get these beautiful stats laid out with a few different options and date ranges that you can choose, you can actually take a look at the left side here, and this is where you navigate around Manychat. And this is going to be kind of important because as long as you know where things are, you're going to be able to find them. So let's teach you some of these things are. Dashboard will always take you back to this page. We have the audience tab, and we're going to dive deep into the audience tab a little bit later. And then we've got live chat. The live chat is where you're going to find live conversations and be able to follow up with people on almost like a customer care level. Growth tools are where all of your kind of campaigns and conversation acquisition points originate. We have a bunch of different really cool growth tools. I'm sure you've used some of them already, but we're going to dive into those a little bit later. And then, of course, the broadcasting feature, which is so wonderful, lives here. Keep in mind that the auto posting, we'll talk about this because this gives people some trouble. Auto posting lives in broadcasting. And then the automation tab, which is where a lot of really cool bot building stuff happens. Of course, main menu, default reply, welcome message, and some other things. This webhook isn't available for everybody. That's an internal testing feature that we have. Okay. And then we have, of course, the flows. This is where the flow, like the content management system lives. So this is a great place to start if you're just jumping into the account and you want to start creating actual messages. You can jump into flows, start creating a new flow by pressing this button here, and it'll open up the builder, and you can start building conversations. So the next thing I would like to harp on here, and this is something that I love showing people, is settings. This is where a lot of really powerful features live that you're going to need when you're writing into support with troubleshooting problems with your bot. You're going to get very used to clicking this refresh permissions button if you haven't gotten used to it already. Sometimes when the bot is communicating with Facebook and it's communicating with your Facebook page, there are just some miscommunications. These APIs are still very new. And sometimes the permissions change and it disables parts of your bot temporarily. So you will want to come in here and refresh permissions when things are feeling wonky. That will almost always solve 90% of the problems that you're going to find. We'll talk a little bit more about some of these advanced things later, but this is kind of where that still lives. And of course, here are some live chat settings. I highly recommend switching, if it's not by default by now already, switching to conversation should be open explicitly. We'll talk about why later. You can actually close all the open threads in your live chat. Remember, here you have live chat where you can do customer service. You can have this thing which closes all your open conversations. If it's getting overwhelming or you've covered all of those cases that you need to cover, you don't need to reply manually to everybody. Hit that close all button. It'll save you some time. Also, recently we launched the sound notifications feature, which enables you to turn this off. And one of the things that was annoying about the app even 3 days ago, and it's not annoying anymore, is we didn't give you the option of turning off sound in live chat. And if you have been using live chat, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So we hope you love this new feature of being able to turn that sound off when somebody pings you in live chat. Widget localization is a new feature that we just launched in the past few days. This is an incredible feature because we have customers who use Manychat all over the world. Your audiences speak your language. So we want you to be able to individualize all of these growth tools and all these widgets to your local language. And so we've opened up a huge localization feature here, and I hope that you guys give that a shot. Notifications are kind of cool. Let's just say that you're a high ticket sales company, you're selling real estate, or you're selling cars, or something where you want to be able to talk to people if they do certain things in your bot, we have a pretty cool thing that you can do called Notify Admin. It's available on Pro, where you can put a little action on a button or on a keyword, and it'll send you a little update in Messenger when somebody ticks the right box and you need to jump in there and talk to them right now. You can also get sent that in email. Another thing that you might want to do for yourself and for your clients is get set up on subscriber reports. Like, I don't know if you use MailChimp or any of those other really great email marketing providers, you can sign up to get subscriber reports and see how your email list is functioning just over email, so that you can get that email in the morning and know what's going on, so you don't necessarily have to log into the dashboard every time to check your stats. That's kind of what this feature does. Custom fields are just one of the most powerful things in Manychat, and we're going to talk about those a little bit later, but this is actually where you set those up, and we'll talk about how important those are later. Admins, really, really important. This whole thing here is it's where all the people who can have access to your Manychat page live. We're going to administrate all of those kind of things. So these are bot settings, and this is, as you can see, there's some pretty useful stuff in here, which is why I spent a little bit more time on it. And of course, we have this help button here. That'll take you to the documentation on the tool, where you can find tutorial videos and some help desk documents. And also we have just a straight link to our YouTube channel here in the video tutorials. We won't click on that right now because we don't need to head over there, but that's the gist of what you're seeing in the dashboard. And hopefully this is just a quick overview to help you know where to find stuff, and you can always reference this video if you kind of get lost. So thank you for watching so far. The next thing that we're going to talk about, we're going to do a little bit of a deep dive into the audience tab here.